Although it has been looking good for Ripple during the last months, the case still isn't won. And can Ripple really beat the SEC, but for approach? If yes, how? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 50 XRP coins at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome back XRP Army. As part of his amicus curiae standing in the SEC versus Ripple case, John Deaton, an attorney who is representing 64,000 XRP investors, has proceeded to clarify the situation and the SEC thought process on the internet. The focus of this series of inquiries was on whether or not XRP itself is a security in and of itself, as he had been perplexed as to why the SEC would not stipulate that XRP itself, including secondary market XRP, are not securities. Earlier this month, Annalisa Torres, a federal judge in San Francisco, ordered the public disclosure of exhibits that are expected to be used against Ripple, including an email from Brad Garlinghouse to employees and an email exchange between Chris Larson and an XRP holder who was seeking information about price dynamics. Jeremy Hogan, an attorney, undertook a comprehensive analysis of the things in question and found nothing. After reading these emails and anticipating what the 2012 legal memos likely state, I may finally understand why the SEC won't stipulate the token itself isn't a security, a stipulation which would rid the SEC of amicus counsel along with his 64K XRP holders, said John Deaton. When I filed the motion to intervene or in the alternative be granted amicus status, Ripple informed the court that if the SEC agreed XRP wasn't a security per se, XRP holders lacked standing to participate. If, however, the SEC intended to argue XRP itself as a security, Ripple argued XRP holders should be allowed to participate in the case. The SEC not only refused to stipulate XRP itself isn't a security, but actually argued all XRP are illegal securities. By the way, did you know about this strategy? Let us know in the comment section down below. I've always questioned why. The unsealed emails and legal memos are barely relevant. An illegal securities offering analysis focuses on the promises or inducements made by the promoter to investors, leading those investors to anticipate profits from the efforts of the promoter, he continued. It will be near impossible to prove any real correlation between XRP's price and public announcements by Ripple, i.e. partnerships. The SEC must also prove Garlinghouse and Larson sold XRP in the USA. It is possible that the SEC case is so weak and desperate that the only option to win is to establish XRP as a security in and of itself, as stated by the SEC. On the subject of SEC versus Ripple, Deaton asserts that the SEC is effectively reasoning from a but-for position, which he feels is erroneous. Judge Torres has already expressed his agreement with the legitimacy of this broad and all-encompassing proposition. Based on information provided by the Securities and Exchange Commission, Ripple has established an XRP secondary market, which implies that every XRP, including XRP traded on the secondary market, is considered an investment contract with Ripple. It is possible that there would not have been a secondary market for XRP if Ripple had not launched an exchange. Comment, XRP Army, if you believe Ripple will win the case. When considering the strength of the SEC evidence against Ripple, it may be difficult for the plaintiff to establish that the XRP was sold within the SEC jurisdiction based on the two emails described above. The SEC is compelled to depend on the but-for approach of accounting since it has no other choice available to it. Thus, the SEC must prove Ripple made promises or inducements that led #XRP holders to form a reasonable expectation of profits based on the efforts of Ripple, its executives or affiliates. If the truth matters, the SEC will fail miserably attempting to meet that standard. According to John Deaton, the SEC one-of-a-kind, but-for test, which is concealed within the Howey test, is in danger of being successful. Deaton believes that the entire cryptocurrency industry is at risk because the same reasoning applies to Vitalik Buterin, Joseph Lubin, Satoshi Nakamoto, and other crypto luminaries. As a result, the SEC chances of being successful are quite limited. Do you agree that it's overall looking good for Ripple? If yes, then make sure to like this video. So, how much of an impact all of this will have on the price of XRP? It is believed that Ripple's digital payment system and its cryptocurrency, XRP, have been dominating the digital market in 2020 and will continue to do so in the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, due to the SEC, the dominance was not able to last for an extended period of time. Ripple has been able to see the light for a few days at this point. Since the beginning of the year, Ripple's price has climbed by 25%, with its trading volume growing by 160%, and the total market capitalization has increased to $5.52 billion United States dollars. Within a single month, the value of XRP has surged by more than 60%, reaching a recent high of $0.9111 United States dollars on the 9th of this month. Although it has fallen significantly from its all-time high of $1 United States dollar and 83 cents attained in 2008, it is still a long way from that level. There does appear to be some reason to be optimistic about cryptocurrencies. Once it had gained considerable recognition and attention, Ripple, XRP, began to experience a period of dread and gloom. A year after the first incident, the SEC and XRP engaged in a court battle, and numerous cryptocurrency exchanges and trading platforms stopped allowing XRP trades as a result of the outcome. As of the end of 2020, the price of one Ripple coin has fallen to 18 United States cents per coin, marking the cryptocurrency's lowest point in history. The value of XRP has varied in reaction to the continuing judicial processes since the case was made public following its disclosure to the public. Already, exchanges are again adding XRP. Both buyers and sellers are encouraged to keep a close eye on the Swiftex XRP's current status on a regular basis. Efficiencies are exceeding those of this system, and, for instance, the Swiftex XRP system continues to grow at an alarming rate. Swiftex XRP Ripple has discovered a solution to an existing structural bottleneck that has the potential to alter the global financial system via the use of innovative blockchain technology. Swiftex XRP Ripple is a subsidiary of Swiftex XRP. They have, for the most part, conducted themselves in a calm and methodical manner. In order to fill the hole created by institutional investors, individual investors are increasingly stepping in. The fact that the value of Ripple has increased by 68% in the last 2 weeks implies that the cryptocurrency may find resistance near the $1 United States dollar level. After months of negative sentiment, the sixth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization is suddenly seeing a revival in its favor. After exhausting its uptrend, the price charts for XRP suggest that it may continue to increase until it reaches the 200-day moving average at $1 United States dollar, at which point it will begin to decrease once more. At the time of writing, the value of a single XRP currency was 0.8174 United States dollars per unit. Investors should keep a close check on the cryptocurrency as it approaches its long-standing resistance level of $1 United States dollar in the near future, despite the fact that it looks to be on the cusp of a bullish run. It is expected that once Ripple reaches the $1 mark, it would result in a wave of FOMO among individuals, prompting new investors to get obsessed with the digital currency. What do you think about this thought by John Deaton? Do you think Ripple can really win against this strategy of the SEC? Let us know in the comment section. If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.